Music for Heart and Breath is a series of compositions that use the heartbeats and the breathing rates of the performers to inform and completely guide how the music is played. It was an idea that I had while I was in university, and actually the first time I got around to writing one of these pieces was here at the Banff Centre in 2005, and I was doing a music residency. It has a really special quality to it, I think, and one that really kind of haunted me after I left the Banff Centre, and I would listen to the recording that we'd made while we were here of that piece all the time while I was on tour with my band Arcade Fire. In order to play the music, you have to wear a stethoscope while you play your instrument so that you can listen to your own heartbeat. And so you kind of have one ear on your own heart, and you have one ear to your own instrument and to the ensemble. And it's very awkward, but it results in kind of a very fragile, delicate, unique interplay between the instruments. When you actually play the music with an actual stethoscope in your actual ears, the music gets much quieter, because what happens is that not only are you hearing your heartbeat, but you're also hearing your own instrument much, much louder than you normally do. And so you have to therefore play a lot quieter. You just can't afford to dig in and play as loudly as you would normally. Part of what's special about this music is that it takes some of the control that a musician normally has and relinquishes it. As an orchestral musician, you're following a conductor, and in a chamber ensemble, you're following each other, but someone is really keeping the pace and someone is leading. And in Music for Heart and Breath, no one has real control over the tempo of the thing. It kind of results in this delicate push-pull, slightly messy, but in a way that I think is quite musical kind of result. You can't help but take a bit of a survey of your own heart rate and your own breathing at the same time. So you kind of see people in the audience holding their wrists or taking their pulse in their neck. And so you end up listening to three things. You're listening to your own internal rhythms, and you're listening to the internal rhythms of the performers via the music. And then you end up kind of listening to the difference between self and other. And that's kind of where, for me, it gets really profound.